In this demonstration video, we'll show you how to use the customer directory in JobMaster. To access the customer directory, you must be at the JobMaster main menu. Click on the Customer button. This opens up the list of customers. You can see all of the customers that have been entered into JobMaster. For each customer in the list, their ID, their business name, and their phone number is displayed. You can also sort the list by each of these columns by clicking on the column header. In the upper right part of the window, there's a search feature. You can search for customers either by their ID number, their name, or by their phone number. Just click in the circle by the option you want and then type, depending on what you selected, the customer's ID, name, or phone number in the yellow box below and hit the return key. If there's a match to what you typed in the list of customers, it will be selected in the list. You can also use these arrow buttons here to scroll through the list. The two inside arrow buttons step you forward and backward through the list, one record at a time, while the two outside arrow buttons take you to the end and the start of the list. To enter a new customer into JobMaster, click on the New button. This opens up the New Customer window where you enter the details about the new customer. The first thing you should do here is enter the customer's ID and name. The ID is just a relatively short, unique identifying code. Again, it is unique, so no two customers can share the same ID. Also, the ID cannot be changed once the customer is saved into JobMaster. The name is generally the customer's business name. The company's information is divided into 4 different areas represented by the 4 tabs shown here: Main, Billing and Financial, Other Contacts, and Shipping Locations. We'll go through these in order. The Main tab, which is already displayed here, gives the main information for the customer, such as their address, phone numbers, website address, and email address. The checkbox shown here, called U.S. address, lets you specify whether the address you input here is formatted as a U.S. address. If the checkbox is checked, then the address is automatically formatted as a U.S. address. There are also a couple of note fields at the bottom left where you can enter any notes about the customer. To the right of these fields are 2 custom fields. If you click on the Billing and Financial tab, you'll open up the area where you enter billing and financial information about the customer. If you click on the Other Contacts tab, you can enter additional contacts for the customer. To add a new contact, just click on the New Other Contact button. This will create a new line in the list of contacts that you can enter information into about the new contact. You have to select the type of the contact from the drop-down box. The other fields, such as the name, job title, and phone number, are filled in by simply clicking in the field and typing your entry. To delete a contact, select the contact by clicking on it and then click on the Delete Other Contact button. If you click on the Shipping Locations tab, this opens up an area where you can enter locations where you ship orders to for this company. The locations are all listed in this grid here. When you click on a location, the information for the location you clicked on displays, and you can edit this information. You can see and edit the contact information here, the preferred shipping methods here, the receiving hours here, and here you can enter some other notes about the shipping location in the Shipping Notes field. If you want to create a new shipping location, click on the New Location button here. This will create a new location, and you have to fill in the contact information, preferred shipping methods, and other information for the new location. If you want to make the address that is under the Main tab a shipping location, you can use the Copy Main button to copy the main address to one of the shipping locations in the list. First, select the shipping locations in the list by clicking on it. Then click on the Copy Main button. This will copy the address that you have under the Main tab to the shipping location you selected. You can delete a shipping location by selecting the location by clicking on it and then clicking on the Delete button. When you're satisfied that you've entered all the information you want to enter under the Main, Billing and Financial, Other Contacts, and Shipping Locations tabs, then click on the OK button to save your new customer into the customer list directly and return to the list of customers. However, if at any point you change your mind and decide you do not want to enter a new customer into JobMaster, then click on the Cancel button instead. You'll be asked to confirm that you want to exit without saving the customer. After you've confirmed that you do not want to save the customer, you'll be returned to the list of customers. You can also make changes to customers in the customer directory. To do this, just select a customer by clicking on it. Then click on the Edit button. This opens up the Modify Customer Info window. Here you can edit any of the information under the Main, Billing and Financial, Other Contacts, and Shipping Locations tabs. You can change the company name, but you cannot change the company ID. When you're finished making your changes to the customer, then click on the OK button to save your changes and return to the list of customers. If at any point you change your mind and decide that you do not want to make any changes to the customer, then click on the Cancel button instead. You'll be asked to confirm that you want to exit the Modify Customer Info window without saving your changes. After you've confirmed that you do not want to save your changes, you will be returned to this list of customers. If you want to delete a customer, just select the customer you want to delete by clicking on it, and then click on the Delete button. You'll be asked to confirm that you really want to delete the customer. Click on the Yes button to confirm and delete the customer. To see a history of the quotes sent to a customer, open up a customer for editing as we described earlier. Select the customer and click on the Edit button. This will take you to the Modify Customer Info window. At the bottom of the window, you'll see a button called Quote History. Click on this button. This opens the Customer Quote History window. At this window, you'll see two separate grids. The top grid shows all of the quotes that have been sent to the customer. If you click on one of the quotes, you'll see the items contained in the quote display in the lower grid along with their prices. If you want to print the quote history, this is done using the Print button here. You must enter a date range here too. The report only prints the quotes in the date range you specify. Once you have entered the date range, then click on the Print button. After selecting your printer, the preview window will appear showing the customer quote history. Click on the printer icon to print the report. You can also view and print an order history for a customer by clicking on the Order History button. At this window, you'll see two separate grids. The top grid shows all of the sales orders generated in response to customer orders. If you click on one of the sales orders, you'll see the items contained in the sales order display in the lower grid along with their prices. If you want to print the order history, this is done using the Print button here. You must enter a date range here too. The report only prints the sales orders in the date range you specify. Once you've entered the date range, then click on the Print button. After selecting your printer, the preview window will appear showing Customer Sales Order History printout. Click on the printer icon to print the report. If you want to print a summary of all the information about a customer, then click on the Print button at the bottom of the Modify Customer Info window. After selecting your printer, the preview window will appear showing the Customer Information Summary printout. Click on the printer icon to print the report. At the Customer List window, you can print a list of all of your customers. To do this, click on the Print List button at the bottom of the window. After selecting your printer, the preview window will appear showing the list of customers printout. Click on the printer icon to print the report. You can also print mailing labels with your customers' addresses on them. There are two different ways to do this. You can print a sheet which has one label per customer, or you can print a sheet which is entirely filled with labels for a particular customer. To print a sheet which has one label per customer, click on the Customer Labels button at the Customer List window. To print a sheet which has multiple labels for the same customer, you must open up a customer as you would for editing. Then click on the Mailing Label button at the bottom of the window.